Hi everyone, and welcome to Fleet's live office hours. This is my first time doing this, so thanks for tuning in and bearing with me as I figure stuff out. So the purpose here is I'll be answering technical questions about Fleet, deployment, configuration, codebase, anything you're curious about. And I know I will not have all the answers, but I'll try my best to reason through things live and try to figure things out, or at least point you in the right direction. So just a heads up, there's a 10-second delay between latency between the live stream, due to buffering, etc. So if you post something in the chat and I don't respond to it right away, that's why. I'm also traveling in Sweden right now for the next couple of weeks, so it's late here, and I'm not at my usual home office. So if the lighting or audio or internet seems off, that's probably what's going on. And if things are quiet in the chat, like they are now, then I'll just go ahead and start working on some bugs, possibly features, or just looking at the issues to work on next from Fleet's GitHub projects. So feel free to just hang out and see what I'm doing. I use my other account to post something in the chat, so I do see the post for myself. So let's go ahead, and since there's no questions right now, let's go ahead and do some stuff. All right, Fleet, I have a Fleet instance running, and let's go ahead and grab a ticket. Let's pull in. So we have three teams: orchestration, MDM, and software. I'm on orchestration right now, so I pre-picked one of these up, and it's kind of an easy one, but possibly good to get started with. And I want to make sure I keep my chat window up in case people ask questions. All right, so we're going to be working. There's a few things I'm working on right now. I'm working on a engineering metrics thing. Interesting technically, but not like Fleet-centric. It's more like a generic task. I'm trying to get our metrics for our projects, like this project, into Google BigQuery, and display the metrics in Grafana. So as far as things that are ready, so we have a bug here with certificates, and then we have CIS benchmarks, which I'm not too familiar with, so this would be like a research task for me. So let's go ahead and look at this one. Error with host insertion. Let's see if I can make this bigger. It's already decent size. I think this is fine. And my chat window keeps going away. I'm not sure how to keep it so I can see it. Hold on a second while I try to mess around with some stuff. Does this work? It's weird. It's weird. Give me a minute if I can figure this out. Let's go ahead and ask our friend ChatGPT. In OBS live stream, my chat window goes away. How do I keep it? What's the term? Stuck. It is always visible. Dock it inside OBS. Not super helpful. I think I can try one thing. Just give me an idea. Okay, I think we're there. I think this will work. Okay, I think I can see it now, so that's good. Let's go back to working on an issue. Error with host insertion, data is too long, so Fleet has the feature where it can read in the certs. So if we go to a here, this is like for fresh VM, doesn't have much special here, so we can see the certs. And there's an issue ingesting a certificate. So what the issue appears to be is that the certificate has C, I believe C is for country, is not using a standard 2-digit country code. And in our database, we limited it to characters. So let's go ahead and first try to reproduce this. How do I create a self-signed cert on macOS terminal? I actually want to do this in the VM. Am I going to type this all out? Yeah, this makes sense, but where do I put... Here we go, over here. I see, okay. This is where I put in the country. I wonder if it'll let me. Let's go to my VM for the Mac. I have to switch between these two. Can I make it so I can see it? It's very small, very small. Anyway, that's super small. Tailing stuff here. Anyone know how to make this bigger? Well, let's roll with it. Open SSL. You know, I think it's faster just to SSH into it. Scratch this plan, let's SSH faster. Let's go ahead and SSH into that. We need to get its IP. IP is 192.168.64.2. Okay, now I can just copy and paste RSA, that's fine. Rec new, okay. Country name, come on. Okay. I cannot create a cert. I cannot break it myself. I know. What if I create a asserted go? Does it enforce two-letter limit on certs on country code? So I need to figure out what lets me put a longer country code in assert, which will close the library. So let me put a longer and invalid in assert. Maybe it is possible to edit assert. Most libraries enforced, good for them, but not all, clearly. Dump the certificate. Okay. I mean, this kind of going down a rabbit hole here. Which cert was it? Can I just get the cert? Requestly. What is requestly? Requestly desktop app, okay. Let's go down this path. Good old Safari. Download Requestly desktop app. Okay. Downloading. Okay. Installing. I don't know if I need to run it, but I'll open it. It's in a VM. Okay, let's check our keychain. What's the keychain app on macOS? I need to opened it before. Why can't I open it now? Keychain access, yeah. Keychain access. What am I missing? It's not in apps. So I want to do control command space, but it's VM is capturing it. Let's figure this out quickly. I want to do a command space in a macOS VM, but it is being intercepted by my main OS. Forgot how to do that. Remap. I think I did this before. There's no other way to settings, keyboard shortcuts. Come on. Do that every time. This should be it. No. Is it called something? Spotlight search. What does it say? Control Option space. I think I remapped it. I remapped it to option. Oh, looks like I solved this. I just forgot about it. Okay, and we are in the VM. Keychain access, waiting for it to load. Okay, does anyone want to test the chat? I haven't seen anything in the chat, so I'm wondering if it's working for you guys. All items. I need to unlock this. Hi, Justin. All right, things are working. Why am I not seeing any certificates? I don't have any certificates. Okay, just took a while. Andrew, I am trying to reproduce an issue where we have a weird certificate, but I can't. I have. It has an invalid country code, and I think. I mean, I can fix it. I can reproduce it in tests. The problem is the two-country code. I can't like create a dummy certificate with a with a longer than 2-letter country code. because the tools aren't letting me. So unfortunate I can't QA it myself, but I think we should be able to reproduce this issue in an integration test. So let's go ahead and forget about actually creating a bad certificate, just taking too long, and go ahead and reproduce this with a reproduce this issue with a test. So let's go and actually jump and do some coding. So I'm gonna in parallel ask Claude to find a test. Find the integration test where we're ingesting certificates from OS query. While it's doing that, I'm gonna poke around on my own. So from the bug, the error was data too long from column, ingesting query certificates, ingesting query, insert host certs. So insert host certs right here. Insert host certs. I'm looking for the error message here. This is where we're inserting this. It's a long method. Update host certificates. Okay, this is a data store method. Okay. Do we want to go higher up? Integration test for this? Host certificate. Update and list. That looks promising. Okay, this is a unit tests. Not really unit tests. They use the real database, but seeing if there's an integration test. Okay, handle refetch certs results. So this is Apple MDM command that does it. So can we get a bad cert from like an iOS device? Maybe. I'm not. Well, let's see what Claude told us. Still looking for stuff. Okay. Not promising. If I go to this method, 2 usages, queries.go. Okay, this is going down a rabbit hole. Well, let's go ahead and just make a test here. Update host certificates. Certificates. Okay. Update and list host certificates. Generate host certificate record. of certificate. More certificates. I'm just trying to see if it makes sense to add this test to an existing test. Okay, we had a bug. We added this test for bugs, so can't believe Claude is taking so long. All right, let's look at how we're generally doing this test. Update and list host certificates. We just create some certs. Does it create a real cert? I think we just need this part. Test. Test host certificate with invalid country code. Tests that a certificate with a country code longer than 2 letters invalid works. Okay. Let's see what Claude told us. Integration test, integration core test, test host certificates. Doesn't actually simulate host core submitting certificate data. Manual inserts host records using update host certificates, which is what we're gonna test. So we don't actually have a good integration test for this. We don't manually insert certificates, at least according to Claude. It doesn't appear to be an integration test. I don't know if I want to create one just for this. Common name, country, subject, country, issuer. What do we actually store in our database? Host certificates, common name, key strength, key usage, serial, subject country, subject org, subject issuer country. I see. We're fixing the subject country, we might as well fix the issuer country, right? Subject country, issuer country. String. All right, so let's get some more room here. All right, so what does this function do? I don't think it might fail here. Let's try it. Subject country internet, issuer country US. Subject country US, issuer country internet. Comma. So we got this pattern here with the tests where we run them from one place. So we set up the database once. Certificates with invalid country. Long invalid / long country code. All right, so we expect this to fail. Why do we get squigglies? Unused, yes, I know. Let's go ahead and run this test. So expected to fail. Did it just cut it off? Okay, we need to retrieve the certs. How do we retrieve the certs? List hold certificates. Let's make a let's call it long, just in case. So this is fine, 2 certs, and then we check all of these. This looks fine. Let's go ahead and rerun this. I must be missing something. Create certificates with invalid. Printf. Common name, expected, actual, expected, actual. Wait, what am I doing? I need to compare the country, of course. country, country, subject country, issuer country, one. Okay, just trying to get a test to fail. There we go. Expected. What's the order for these? Expected is the first one. Expected, yes. Use a search here so we see all the issues at once. Subject issuer. So expected something like this. Do we just do that? Seems fine. Okay. Rerun the test. Compiling. Okay. Interesting. It's cutting it off at 2 characters. Something's backwards here. Subject country, issue country, subject country, issue country. Issue and subject are backwards. Why is that? Subject issuer, subject issuer. Why is this backwards? Subject is US. Should have been internet, right? This is fine, subject internet. This makes no sense. we got subject country as in, and then issuer country as in. All right, so I'm really confused here. Let's take a step back and put in some working examples. Okay, what's a country code for another country? Give me a country code for Sweden. C. All right. Legal. C. C. Let's go ahead and rerun this. Issuer mismatches. Is that because something's being hard-coded? Let's go ahead and do a breakpoint here. Like, well, they're swapped. Okay, let's make sure expected is correct. Expected one is subject SE. Let's see if we can get the subject here. Subject country SC that matches. Issuer country matches. So expected one looks good. Payload. Subject, that's correct. Subject SC. Issuer country, same as subject. Is that just a thing that certificates do? Match subject and issuer to be the same? Okay. Let's let it finish. Generate test cert bytes. Yeah. Parse certificate. First or empty, what is this? Okay, break on that. insert subject country. That's fine. Issuer country. Tell it the countries are different, but it sets them the same. Is that just something I need to educate myself? Then that's how it is. Okay, so what's going on here? Let's ask if ChatGPT knows. New chat. I want to generate a cert in Go with a different subject country and issuer country. But they end up being the same. Is that right? It's not a big deal. Under certain circumstances, separate struct that you pass as a parent. Subject comes from the template. I see. So subject comes from the template. And the cert. Okay. Right here, right? Because I want it to be different, right? Yeah. All right. Let's Claude to do this work. In-house certificates test.go. I want to create a certificate using a different what are the difference? What are they called? Parent and issuer. Different templates for this cert and its parent, so that the cert country is different than the issuer country. Please create a new method similar to what does, but taking in the cert and the parent, right? All right, checking chat. All right, we got 10 minutes. Let's go, while that's doing stuff for a couple of minutes, let's go ahead and look at what we have on our roadmap boards. Let's go ahead and look at our projects. Drafting, that's like things that are coming up. And we have a few things that are ready to estimate. I'm gonna estimate the orchestration stories. 5xx on skim groups. I thought we fixed this. Possibly related, link to... Yeah, this issue is duplicate. So, why am I saying this? I said orchestration. And this is MDM. Well, anyway, let's move on to the next one. Emoji only teams. Okay. And we want to create a team that's an emoji only. We have a contributor interested in helping. That's cool. You know, I looked into this area. We are using an older Unicode in MySQL, but that's largely for collation, like comparing things. But here something else is going on. I've dealt with this before. It feels like a day of work or less. Doesn't seem too bad. All right, let's jump back to here. Did the test, use the new method, that's fine. I wonder if it's gonna run it too. Okay, that's cool. Let's move on. Desktop on Linux, support when installed via Snap or Flatpak. App Store. Okay, cool. Okay. So when we click on my device up here at the top, it's not opening the right thing. There's already a community PR. So is this a bug? We're saying this is a story. So what's the work here? Dan's been providing a lot of good PRs here. So what exactly is the work here? To review his changes, making sure that fixes the issue. All right, I heard the sound. That means Claude is done. We ran CodeRabbit.ai on here. We already approved these changes. So estimate to finish this on our end is like 1 hour. All right, let's go back. We got 5 minutes. What did it do? Insert one template. Just just created them separately. I mean, it's fine. Created the parents separately. Parent certificate. So parent looks fine. Then we do this, we list them for certificate. Assert. Common name and subject common name. Why are they different? Subject common name, that makes sense. Issue common name. Subject country. There is a common name. Subject, there's a common name and subject common name. Mystery, but let's move on. We got 2 minutes. So thanks for anyone who's watching. We're gonna end it after 2 minutes. I actually have another presentation I'm giving after this, but let's go ahead and run this test. We expect it to pass. Yep. And then if we do this, now it will fail because it'll cut it off at IN. So next thing to do is we're going to intercept him here, right? We can modify the payload, right? Yeah. To do update the payload with the country codes that are not cut off. Yeah, well, thanks, Justin. Feels like I thought it was going to be trivial, but just you know, learning a few things and hitting some issues. I mean, the fix should be pretty straightforward. We just need to add more characters to the database entry. But just replicating this and testing it, that took a lot of time. All right, well, I'm gonna wrap it for today. Thanks everyone who joined or who is watching afterwards. And the plan is to have these regularly. So hopefully next one will be in either 2 weeks or 4 weeks, something like that. All right, let's end broadcast.